Okay, so basically the last month has been a horror show. If you're in the US or witnessing what's happening here. And I want to talk about corporate responsibility. And in particular, I'm going to do a series of posts about corporations right now, and I am only referring to publicly traded companies as I do this, and what we can do, because we have seen publicly traded companies do this like crazy about face, where it's like, we love DEI, we love diversity, to like, oh no, we're not doing that, to like, yes, let's not support hate on our websites, to we're getting rid of our moderation team. And what's actually going on? What is corporate responsibility? A lot of consumers have, over the last couple of decades, gotten more and more, have made more and more purchasing decisions based on the quote unquote ethics or values of a brand. So like, we saw people choose whether they're going to go to Walmart or they're going to go to Target, whether they're going to go to Sam's Club or they're going to go to Costco, sort of based upon, personal values, right? And those companies speaking to those values and trying to look like really good corporate citizens. And we're seeing, in many cases, a lot of that is shifting in the current political climate. All right. So what is this all about? What's really going on? I'm going to break it down. So there's this movie that came out in 2003. It's called The Corporation. I think you can still watch it online. I saw this when it came out. I was in my early 20s, and it completely changed my life. My understanding of what a corporation is under the legal definition, how corporations actually were created in US law, how they have evolved over time. It is so fascinating. Even if you're like, that sounds like a snoozer, Laura, it's so fascinating because you will learn one critical thing about corporations that ties into our discussion of like what they choose to support and what values they have and what they don't have. So a corporation under the law is an entity that acts as a single fictitious person. The role of a corporation is to make money for its shareholders. That is the raison d'etre. That is what a corporation exists to do. That's what this fictitious person is. That is their mandate, to make money for their shareholders. Now, for us, like small business owners and the people I serve, that means make money for ourselves to improve our communities, our capitals, and our classrooms. But this gets turned on its head when we talk about publicly traded companies, because their mandate by law is to make money for shareholders. So here's where things get interesting. If you take the corporation, the publicly traded corporation, and you put it through the DSM and run that person, that fictitious entity through it, you will find that it is extremely self-centered, it is grandiose, it lacks empathy, and it has all of the characteristics that we would define for a sociopath. This is all detailed in that documentary, The Corporation, which is why I want you to watch it. My point in saying this is that it is great and wonderful when we see companies do good things. We love that. But it's not who they are. Who they are a fictitious entity that needs to make money for its shareholders. And so expecting them to do anything different is a fucking joke. And so they get caught up, or they have been caught up in like the corporate responsibility and, be a good citizen on this planet and all this stuff, more because they're keeping up appearances of what they think they should be doing to make more money for the shareholders. And when that changes, because the political climate changes, they turn on a dime. The behavior we see from these companies right now is sociopathic behavior, right? Because their one and only true mandate flies in the face of being a good human, flies in the face of doing what's right, because they are just here to make money. A lot of this can feel like very defeating to hear, but I think that the way that I've looked at it as is it basically means, hey, like if I am going to get a contract with a big company like that, I am not going to be scared to charge my full fee. I'm not going to be scared to make as much money as I possibly can. It also means why it is so important that you have a business, because you are not a sociopath. You are dedicated to serving your community, and you having more money to be able to do that by productizing your services, creating packages, signing bigger deals, helps us collectively to rebalance the scales of financial justice away from that and into our communities, our capitals, and our classrooms. So don't be defeated by this stuff. I hope you can be energized by it, and let's just go fight.